Well, look, like the beard and the long hair don't give it away. Guess what? I've spent my entire career working in technology. The last 30 years, in fact, I've started my career working with Apple. I spent 12 years at Microsoft as their chief envisioning officer. Check me out. More on that in a bit. But what I've learned in 3 decades of working with technology companies, but also with their customers, public sector, private sector, customers around the world, is that the most important thing about change is not the thing necessarily that's driving the change, in my case, the technology, but much more about the human beings that use it. This is the reason why I chose a career in technology. It's why I choose to stand in front of you right now, talking to you about the opportunity that lies ahead, if only we can get the humans into the right place. But my problem is those 3 decades working in IT, really, because I look around and I look at the technology that we use and I don't see this liberating force. I see a prison. I see something that constrains how we work, controls to an extent how we think. And quite frankly, I refuse to accept that as our future. It's really easy for us to stand here in 2025 and look back 30 odd years and look at the ridiculous nature of some of these predictions. But this is entirely my point, because each one of those predictions was pretty much 100% accurate on the day that it was made. But what those predictions fail to anticipate is all of the other changes that sit around, all of the other things that happen in our society, and also the developments themselves, the unintended consequences. And so I put it to you that actually predicting the future is somewhat of a mug's game. And in order for us to really embrace transformation, we kind of have to let go of the notion that we might be able to anticipate or we might be able to predict. But instead, we've got to think, and there's that word again, about how we might navigate, how we might respond to those changes as they happen. I couldn't really get through the presentation without talking about artificial intelligence, because I think it's the most important technology that anybody on the planet is working on right now. And you can see it around you. You pick up any newspaper every day. It just surrounds us now, this conversation about AI. But I actually have a massive problem about how we think about AI, because when we talk about AI, we tend to position it a bit like this, and you'll see it in the newspaper, again, pretty much every day. There'll be a conversation about AI, and then there'll be a picture of some humanoid-looking robot looking thoughtfully off into the middle distance, like this is what AI actually is. So that's what transformational thinking is, and that's the bit that that's the muscle that you're going to start to need to flex as we get deeper into this sort of concept. And in order for it to really have benefit, you've got to take a step backwards from the role that you have, from the organization that you're in, to start to see where you can connect some of the dots. And you've got to see the totality of things. We've got to try and understand, how does this all fit into the outcome that the individual is trying to achieve? And that brings me to this next part of the sort of the transformational thinking, which is about thinking outside in. So I think the opportunity that lies in front of you is huge. I think the potential of a modern digital society combined with the incredible power of generative artificial intelligence and other tools is something that we should relish. It's something that we should be able to embrace. I've been Dave Coplin, and again, it's been my great pleasure to spend some time with you today. Thank you very much.